Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Good morning. Welcome to Whitefield Toastmaster meeting number 120. For benefit of everyone, let's read out the mission of Toastmaster. We provide a mutually and supportive positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I have 3 housekeeping rules. The first one is, please put your phones on silent mode. I will give you 5 seconds to do that. And the second thing is, please do not interrupt any speaker who takes the stages, or do not make any movement which distract the speaker. And the third thing is, please do not talk on topics like sex, religion and politics. Great. And this meeting is going to be recorded to upload on our official YouTube channel. So if anyone does not want to record yourself, please do inform before you take the stage. And the washrooms are on the right side. You can assist by any security guard. The water bottles are kept only one. We will kept more in further moment. And with this, I would like to call today's presiding officer, who works at GE Healthcare, the current club secretary of our Whitefield Toastmaster. With this, I would like to call Yashandu Paresh Pandey.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think before we start, I'll close this door. No worries. With that out of the way, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
So, I have the pleasure to be the presiding officer for today's meeting. Before we begin, can we, by a show of hands, have the number of guests we have in the room currently? Wow. The guests outnumber us all, dear members. I think we need to step up our attendance game if we are to look the way Whitefield Toastmaster is supposed to look. Right? If I can have, maybe starting from left to right, a brief introduction, how you got to know about us and what are you looking forward in today's meeting. Brief talk by the guests themselves. Sir?
Yeah, small is my name and work as a service advocate and here to do my experience.
And how do you get to know about us?
Southern AK7.
Okay. So, for those of you who are unaware, Saravanan AK is our Vice President membership. He is essentially the person who reaches out and gets Whitefield Toastmasters, its newly recruited members. And we can see him hard at work right now. Can we have a huge round of applause for him, please? Sir? Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishwa. I'm working as a product designer here. So I got to know about Toastmasters through Instagram.
And another functionary hard at work, it is VP PR this time. Can you have a huge round of applause for him?
Hi everyone. So I actually came here 2 months before in this meeting and I really enjoyed it. First time I came was because I had an EK, I was thinking what to do and I'm on this. And now I enjoyed it, so I think I will I thought of coming back.
And in a way to complete the trio, he liked the meeting, which is the VP Education's functionary. So can we have a huge round of applause for this guest? Now, sir.
Hi everyone. So I'm Shiva. I'm working as a research engineer at GE Healthcare. So I got to know about this club through one of my colleagues.
Oh, okay.
Looking forward to improve my communication skills.
Okay, great. Look forward to your interaction within the meeting.
I'm Anish. I'm a third-year student at Army College. I got to know about Toastmasters through the help of my classmate. He really suggested me to go forward and explore all this. I'm looking forward to improve my communication skills
All right.
Anish, you were there and Agri also twice. Yes, I was there. So I
Okay, so this is your second meeting with us? Okay. We look forward to your interaction as well.
I'm Ashima and I work as an associate business coach with a firm called Success Areas, which is based out of Pune. And I know about Toastmasters for quite some time. How I came to know about this club, that I have been attending HSR Toastmasters club meetings for a while, and I think they are overfull. So I was referred by Tripti, the president of that club, that we connected with Zahir, and that's how I'm here for the first meeting.
Okay. We look forward to interacting with you as well. I think our Sergeant at Arms has already done a wonderful job explaining the Toastmaster mission and vision, and I hope you've adhered to his housekeeping rules by now, which is to, if you can, switch off or put on silent your phones, right? One extra housekeeping announcement, if you'd like. We have water bottles. So by that I mean water bottle, the green one. If you need water, pass it around, right? And please, if you can, while the speaker is speaking, do not get up. We often have applauses between the speakers speaking. We often have time when the stage is handovered. If you can, please leave the room, or please do anything that you'd like to, like change in seats, anything XYZ, during that brief period of time that you have. With that, I think we are ready to begin this meeting, and with the stroke of the gavel, I'd like to declare meeting number 120 open. So, unfortunately, we didn't get to introduce our last guest of the day, or possibly more guests are on the way, but the last guest for now during this session, can we please have ex-Toastmaster and guest Jimmy introduce? So just, all right, sure. So for those of you who don't know, Toastmaster Jimmy was with our club, and due to some personal commitments had moved out, which is why we all know her so well. However, moving forward with the meeting now, I'd like to call upon a man who is essentially our guide for the entire meeting today. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome the Toastmaster of the day to introduce the theme and the message of the entire meet, Toastmaster Aditya.
very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. So today stands for World Laughter Day. In a world full of deadlines, this
who you've already met. Think of the GP as the referee in a football game, who's responsible for keeping the meeting together, evaluating what goes right, what doesn't, just without a whistle and hopefully without any red. So, without further ado, let me invite the person who will be playing the role of the general evaluator for today's session. In his own words, in fact, the general evaluator today is actually one of my favorite speakers. I literally really enjoy, every time that you're up on stage hearing you speak. He joined Toastmasters a year and a half back, and in his own words, at the time I messaged him for his introduction last night, the last time he had a really good laugh was watching Romario Shepherd from his favorite RCB team knock the ballers out of the park. So without further ado, let me invite our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ishen, to up on stage.
I really liked the inference that Toastmaster Aditya liked to make. As a general evaluator, I am sort of the empire of the entire meeting. My role specifically adheres to tracking and making note of general Toastmaster meeting principles, how the meeting itself has been conducted, the way and form of how we have progressed through the entire day, and essentially I'll be presenting my report in what would be considered as the evaluation segment of the meeting, which I'm sure Toastmaster Aditya will introduce more about. With that being said, as an umpire, I am not the only guy who is going to be evaluating all of you. I have this team, a team essentially that helps me keep a check on the meeting as well, right? For those of you who are more aware of the Toastmaster meeting, what is the team known as? TAG. However, today we have not just TAG, we have TAG L. We have the timer, the R counter, the grammarian, and the listener. It's funny that you mentioned cricket and umpiring, so I'll maybe proceed with that metaphor itself. Essentially, the first role is that of a timer. Do you guys know what a no ball is in cricket?
No ball.
Yeah. Why are common folk given no ball? Why is the bowler given a no ball?
Crossing the line, overstepping.
Overstepping the line? Come on, 1 2 more. Above the waist. Essentially crossing a boundary, right? For a speaker, that is his time that he takes. You cross that boundary, the timer is there to let you know. For more information, I'd now like to call upon the timer who will essentially guide you through the no balls of a speaking. She is a person who has joined us just last year in December. And when asked about what her most recent hearty laugh is, she mentioned where she went into a group family trip and a 4-year-old's innocent question had her bursting into laughter. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Vibha.
Thank you, Yashandu. Thank you, Toastmaster Yashandu. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Vibha, and today I will be playing the role as timer. Before coming here, I was not willing to attend today's meeting. Reason is because of my personal schedule and commitment. But the two reasons that gave me to join the meeting here. The first is the venue itself, because I need not to travel anymore for today's meeting. And the second one is the theme of the meeting. The power of laughter. For me, the power of laughter lifts the mood, whatever mood you are there, how bad your day is. If you smile, if you laugh, you will enjoy your day. Your day will be fantastic if you smile or laughter. So that way, it is the great thing to include laughter in your day-to-day life. Before going further to include my role and all, I just wanted to tell, today I will be serving you as timer, and the role as timer is to nudge gently people who are taking this role as a speaker role. Whenever they are finishing their speech, I would be nudging them in order to make sure they will end their speech very nicely and beautifully completed on time. So for doing this, I do have 3 cards with me. This is the green one that signifies the qualifies time. Yellow one, that is the target time. And the red one, that means it's the time when you have to wrap up your speech. And for every speakers will be getting the grace period of 30 seconds in either side of the speeches. And each speech is the time boxed, and the one who will be allotted within this time will be allowed for the nominations of the voting. Otherwise, they will disqualify. So we have 3 sections today. The prepared speech. In the prepared speech, the normally allotted time will be the 5 to 7 minutes. Today we do not have any 4 to 6 minutes speeches. So the one speech is 5 to 7 minutes. On 5th minute, I will raise my green card. On the 6th minute, I will raise this yellow card, and on the 7th minute, I will raise the red one. This is the one. Okay. Our second section is table topics. Table topics, basically the allotted time is 1 to 2 minutes. On 1st minute, I will show my green card. 1 minute and half, 1.5 minute, I will show my yellow card. And on 2nd minute, I will show my red card. The final section is that speech evaluation round. The allotted time is for this is 2 to 3 minutes. In that, after 2 minutes, I will raise a green card, 2.5 minute yellow card, and 3 minutes I will raise the red one. Yeah, that's it for the day, and I will share my report when calling by G. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vibha. Continuing with the tradition. Do you all know what a dead ball is in a particular cricket match?
Not a legal ball.
Okay. Okay. Out of play ball. And what is the purpose that a dead ball serves? It's a brief intermediary. You know, you thought you were going on the right track, that the play was progressing, and there's a brief, abrupt interruption almost because of the reasons mentioned. And the dead ball for any speaker would be the interruptions or abrupt so on and so forth, right? And essentially, to keep a track of dead balls of the meeting, we have the next role, which is the R counter. Our R counter for the day is a person who is very easy, very quick to laugh. If there is someone you had to refer to understand how to laugh heartily, she would be the go-to person in this meeting. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Sakshi.
Good morning, Toastmasters and my dear guest. I'm Sakshi. Today I'm playing the role of a counter. Well, what's an a counter? Imagine you're listening to a speaker and suddenly you hear words like so, likely. That's where I step in. That's the place, and that's why I'm here to catch those little words. Those filler words like, you know, so, basically, actually, right, I mean, okay. Also the filler sounds. While these words are very, very natural in our everyday speech, but Toastmasters helps us to, make them more aware, so that whenever we speak with clarity and confidence. Throughout this meeting, I'll be listening and noting down these filler words used by each and every speaker during their speeches. And at the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I'll be presenting my counter report. Before finishing, just a very quick speaking tip on how to overcome this. And I just got this pro tip from the pro today. So take a pause instead of filling. So whenever you feel a filler word is coming, just take a pause. A well-placed pause shows that you are thoughtful, and it will also give your audience some time to absorb your words. So let's speak confidently, clearly, and little consciously. All the best to all the speakers today. Over to you, General Evaluator.
I think moving forward, can anyone guess what the next ball is? White ball. So all of us are speaking hopefully in the English language today, and there are certain crease marks within the English language that we like to call English grammar, right? And essentially to help keep track with these white balls, we now have our grammarian for the day. He is an army man. He is a person who joined us last year in November. And interestingly, the reason or his most greatest hearty laugh recently has been when he was on a group call with his friends. In his own words, describing why he was laughing is a little out of guidelines for this Toastmasters meeting. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Ajay.
A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. So today I have the honor of serving you as the grammarian. So in this role, I will be taking care of the good usage of grammar and all the good words for your vocabulary which are used. And as we are speaking about cricket, so consider me like a fourth umpire. I keep track of all the things, whatever you are saying in terms of grammar. And before we start, I would like to give you a small tip, like two words which are used sometimes very incorrectly, like few and less, or you can say less or fewer. So whenever you are using less, so it is generally used for uncountable things, like less water, less air, which you cannot count. So you can use less there. Also, if we talk about Bangalore, you can use less traffic. Maybe in some other city you can count number of vehicles, but that is not possible in Bangalore. So that also you can consider. And few or fewer you can use for things you can count, like number of chairs which are there, number of participants, number of meeting. So that you can consider in future speeches or today also if possible. And as per the tradition, we have word of the day and phrase of the day which you can use during your meeting or in your speeches. So the word of the day is cackle. So since the theme is around laughter, so you can use cackle. It is to laugh loudly in a high-pitched, often unrestrained way. So just to give you an example, the villain cackled as his plan unfolded, a laugh that echoed through the cave. So this you can use during your speech. And phrase of the day is laugh up your sleeve. So sometimes you might find something which is like secretly funny, but you cannot laugh about it. So you can use this phrase, laugh up your sleeves. Example is, though she praised the speaker, she was laughing up her sleeve at his silly mistakes. And I request everyone to please use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. Whenever someone is using, just give a thumbs up to encourage everyone. That's it from my end, and I will give the feedback once General Evaluator calls. Over to you, General Evaluator.
So we're done with white ball, dead ball, no ball. Any other balls left? Legal deliveries. This next person is the man who will keep track of the legal deliveries that happen. Essentially a scorekeeper. He is the person who will listen closely to everything that happens in the meeting and probably test us at the end. To explain more about his role, please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome the listener whose most recent hearty laugh was just yesterday when he was chatting amongst his friends. A theme that is common between our grammarian and listener today. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Shirish.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I thought all of you will cackle instead of saying good morning. That's fine. Okay, my name is Shirish, and as Yashandu mentioned, I am a recent Toastmaster member. I joined on 1st of April 2025, for which I got the feedback also. You should have waited for one more day. Anyway, that was for the laughter. Okay, as he explained, I am the listener. That's all I have to do. I have to just listen. Listen to all of you and draw some meaningful activities or draw some meaningful conclusion out of it. So I feel it's going to be a challenging, but let me see. It's my first role. So yes, I'm on the guard. Anything and everything what you speak, I am trying to record in my own way. I will try to put it that way that everyone will remember. Thank you. Over to you.
I think I was the one who talked to Shirish, and when he mentioned he joined on April 1st, I said I personally would have waited a day. If I tell anyone I'm doing something on April 1st, they'll be like, April Fool's bana raha. Essentially, he's making an April Fool out of me. Now, dear guests and Toastmasters, what is the theme for the day? Power of laughter. Thank God. My cricket analogies and metaphors haven't shifted the theme away. We are still well aware that it is power of laughter. And to continue forward with this meeting, I would now like to reintroduce and hand the stage back over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya.
Before we move on with our meeting, I would just like to reinforce some of the rules that our Sergeant at Arms have actually spoken about. It takes a lot of courage, to be up on stage, and even the smallest of distraction can actually put you off your speech completely. So I would humbly request people in the room to please keep the distractions to a minimum. If there's something that really needs your attention, try to wait, to the point where speakers are kind of transitioning, or if there's a loud applause which can take the distraction away from your specific movement. One thing that I missed covering in the previous part of my introduction was the structure of a Toastmasters meeting. So while members would be aware, for the benefit of the guests, a typical Toastmasters meeting is structured into 3 segments. You can almost think of it like a 3-course meal. For the first course, we would be serving you prepared speeches. So prepared speeches, like the name suggests, includes members who've prepared on a speech which typically relates to a topic or a goal that they're pursuing in their Toastmasters Pathways program. Goals, for example, vocal variety, body language, or how not to look at my notes every 5 seconds. That was a joke, that was not a goal. I don't think it landed, but except for one person here. The second segment, in my opinion, is one of the most interesting and entertaining segments of the session here today. That's called Table Topics. In that segment, both guests and members can take the stage and speak impromptu on a topic for a period of 1 to 2 minutes. Finally, as the dessert course of today's meeting would be our sweet evaluations. They are filled with gently telling people about what they could improve, celebrating what actually went well, and hopefully leaving our guests with a sugar rush of motivation that helps them achieve their goals. So with that, I think we are set to move on to our first course, which is the prepared speeches. And I'd love to invite the first speaker up on stage. But before that, I would like to introduce you to the evaluator who would be evaluating our speaker's speech here today. This person joined Toastmasters in March 24, around the same time as me, but he's been much more regular than I have been. In his own words, the last time that he had a really good laugh was about a couple of weeks ago when he met a friend after a really long time. I hope, Abhinish, the meeting can improve your laughing out loud average, as RCB has done with their average in this IPL season. So without further ado, let me invite on stage our evaluator, Toastmaster Abhinish.
Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be evaluating Toastmaster Nitish's speech today, who is attempting his Level 1 Project 3 speech in the pathway called Presentation Mastery. The purpose of the speech is to practice body language as well as vocal variety in excelling his speech. So I would like to give him the best of luck, as well as I'll provide the evaluation when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, evaluator, Toastmaster Abhinish, for introducing our speaker. So as Toastmaster Abhinish mentioned, our speaker would be attempting his Level 1 P3 speech. He's been part of the club since July 2024, last year. And the last time when he laughed his heart out was actually a moment after his boss's speech, and it was in solitude. So I must say that Toastmaster Nitish, you have a laughter up your sleeve, especially when you're listening to your boss speak.
Sure.
So wishing you all the best for your speech, and I'd love to invite you on the stage, and I'd request the audience to give him a huge round of applause. Please welcome Toastmaster Nitish. Awareness, joy and danger, Toastmaster Nitish. Toastmaster Nitish, awareness, joy and danger.
दौलत, दुनिया, माल खजाना दुनिया में रह जाएगा, मुट्ठी बांध के आया था बंदा, हाथ पसारे जाएगा. English madams and English sirs, worry not. I can talk in English, I can walk in English, and I will translate it in English. Wealth, property, possessions, me, myself, and Irene will remain in this world. One comes with closed fist and goes with open hands. Dear Toastmasters and wonderful guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hoodies and goodies, very good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So how are you doing today?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Excellent. So this is what the today's talk is about. If everything comes and goes, what remains? If everything comes and go, what one can have? Any guesses? No guesses? I know you might be having your own answers, but I will request you to hold to your answers until the end, because I am sure you will cackle after listening to my answer. This reminds me a famous tale of legendary, a great philosopher, a great saint, my favorite, Mullah Nasruddin. So you know, before becoming a saint, he was a world class. He was a world famous, well known mastermind, master thief. All those Dhoom heroes, including Hrithik, Amir, and who else?
John?
John. All were rejected except one person, you know, Bhima. So thus, Mullah cackled and he laughed off his sleeves. One day, Mullah's son was super excited. He was young. So he said, "Father, why don't you teach me the way you left the way of master of stealing?" Mullah said, "No." But there was suddenly a sound from the kitchen. "Hey!" So Mullah said, "Yes, I can't say no." So his son name was Gullu. Gullu was super excited. "So what is the plan, father?" He said, "Today at the king's palace, main treasure house, at the midnight 12 o'clock. So Gullu said, "But what is the plan? What are the steps? What is the strategy? How about the security? How to enter into the treasure?" Mullah said, "Just be there." So they went to the king palace in the main treasure house. So Mullah knew how to enter. So they entered by seeing that gold, diamonds, jewelries all around the Gullu's face. He was delighted and his face turned faint, not exactly like a saint. So he was trying to grab the things he wanted. But suddenly, Mullah shouts, "Thief! Thief!" And immediately he ran by closing the door outside. So Gullu was all alone in the trap. He was shocked. That thrill, that fear. What to do? No idea. So suddenly the security bell started ringing faster and faster, and security got to know someone is there in the treasure house. So they immediately approached the treasure house and knocked the door. And once they opened the door, the Gullu switched off the light and he ran out of the treasure faster than the bullet, faster than even Usain Bolt. He ran and security follows him. On the way, Gullu saw there is a big water well, and he took the big stone and threw into the water well. And that's how he saved his life. He went back to the home and surprisingly he saw his father was sleeping peacefully and smilingly. So he said, "Hey, father, how could you do this to me?" Then Mullah answered, "You learn that way. Don't talk." So that's the way of awareness. So I was super excited and inspired from this tale. So immediately I rented a new apartment just close to the graveyard, the place I fear most. But in the first night itself, I was sleeping peacefully. I started listening to the whining sounds of the dogs. Initially, I thought it's a dream. But as the sound started raising, my heart beat. Nothing to say about that. I don't know what to do now. I was afraid whether to open the eyes or with the closed eyes just go out. But in that moment, I took a long pause. I took a long breath, deep breath, and that was the moment of awareness. So that's the answer. The answer is awareness. So coming back to the question, if everything comes and goes, what remains? The answer is awareness. So now, dear Toastmasters and wonderful guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goodies and the hoodies, what mark you are going to leave on this world. Or no mark of you will create a real mark of you. Over to your Toastmaster of the day.
Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Nitish, please? Thank you for that speech, Toastmaster Nitish. It's an insightful learning for me, and I'm sure for the audience as well, that if, as your topic suggests, joy in danger, if somebody can find joy in a dangerous situation, I'm sure that there is joy in everyday lives, everyday part of our lives, right? And we should try to find the joy in little things and always trying to be, smiling and happy. So that concludes our first session, which was the prepared speeches session, and that brings us into our second course of the day. But before we go there, I'd love to share a quick story with all of you. A couple of months back, I was facing a rather difficult situation at work. I was getting into conflict with this one senior stakeholder in office, continuously, again and again, time over time. And over the course of time, that made the situation at work extremely stressful, toxic for me. It even started impacting my mental health and even my quality of sleep. So as I was worried, I was thinking what I can do to remedy the situation. And I decided to speak to my skip manager. So after hearing me out patiently, explained the entire situation to him, he had a simple but powerful advice for me. That was, diffuse his anger with humor. When I heard that advice for the first time, I was a bit confused. I was like, I thought to myself, I didn't say it out loud, I thought this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. How can you think of being humorous in such a tense and angry situation? But given that nothing else had worked for me all this while, I thought might as well give it a shot. So the next time this person got angry, I either cracked a joke or tried to lighten the mood with a light-hearted comment. And to my surprise, over the next few weeks, our conversations started to become more productive. And I actually found a way to manage a situation that I had previously thought had become untenable. So I'd love for you, in the audience also to try and use humor or happiness as a way to actually diffuse difficult situations and conversations. With that, I think we are good to jump into the second segment of our session here today. And as I had explained, in my opinion, it's one of the most entertaining as well as unpredictable sessions. So to take you through this session and to take all of us into the land of spontaneity, where speakers think on their feet, speak from their heart, and all this while try to survive the clock, I'd love to invite on stage our Toastmaster for the day. This person joined Toastmasters last year in October, and the last time that he laughed out loudly was while watching Khan Sir on an episode of Raj Shamani's podcast on YouTube. So please put your hands together and welcome on stage our Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our lovely guests. So now laughter is a universal language. It breaks awkward silence, mends bridges, and best of all, it burns calories. Who knew humor was a gym membership in disguise? Continuing with meeting, it's a time for table topics. That part of the meeting where we challenge ourselves to think on our feet, have some fun, and have a cackle. A little. Each speaker will be given a very fun impromptu topic. I encourage everyone, especially our guests, to give it a try. This is a safe, friendly space, and who knows, you might surprise yourself. And just a fun challenge, try to include word of the day, cackle, phrase of the day, laugh up your sleeve in your speech. And now to make this table topics interesting for the audience, including the existing and old members, I want to introduce table topics like in a very fun way. I have planned for introducing something which I call it mafia. So there's a mafia twist to our existing table topics. So what exactly does it mean? There is one person who has the topic which might seem similar to the theme of the day, but it will not be. And it's for the audience to guess who is that person. And the one who guesses will get a prize from my side. So yeah, are you all ready to laugh and think on your feet?
Yes.
No, I can see a lot of serious faces. Come on guys, this is the light moment. Okay, so these are the topics. I don't know who the mafia is going to be. Depending upon time, there may or may not be a mafia speaker, right? I've kept chits there. So now, who wants to volunteer first? Anyone? Anyone? Existing old members? Oh yeah, I've kept the topics very simple. It will be very easy for you to think on feet. Yeah, please. Vipul. Guest. Yeah. So Vipul, he's our guest, and please. Yeah. Okay. So the topic for him is, when was the last time you used humor to help someone else?
It's okay. I can hold it, right?
No problem.
Okay, good morning friends. I'm Vipul and serving this Toastmaster Club for the last 4 months. So the topic was given is like, what was the last time you used humor to help someone else? I don't think so that we need to be use humor or something especially to someone helping the peoples. I even don't remember that what I would do to be speak on these topics, but I will give some really good way or the things which I haven't done in the past, right? So whenever in the office, I will just give an example is whenever I'm leading a couple of members team here, right? So sometimes people comes with saying that okay, he's or she is doing that and all, right? So sometimes we have to be think that okay, before telling to that person anything, just think about it that whether you want to be use that person in a good way or whether you want to be just scolding him because someone is telling to you, right? So just think first of it. Say politely to that person, okay, yeah, that or that girl or boy or the person who is doing good, best, yeah, if he's not or she's not doing good or best, yeah, we will try to help him or her, or even if requires, we can learn something from him or her as well, right? So I feel like that's all about it. Thank you.
Thank you, that was a good one. So now, I'm not sure about all of you guys, but he seems to be a very seasoned speaker. He did not have that much of content, yet he was able to tie it to a tree and talk on the stage. Loud. Let's give him a loud applause. So, who's the next? Who's one? Yeah, please. Hi, Varun, please. I'll just. So the topic for him is, what's the most embarrassing moment you laughed your way through? So Varun, what's the most embarrassing moment you laughed your way through? Best of luck.
So, hey guys, my name is Varun, and if I have to recall a specific situation or a moment when I found myself in a very embarrassing situation that made me laugh, was quite recently actually. At my firm, there were tough times going around for a while, and I was under immense pressure in terms of like delivering, results to my boss and, meeting all of the targets and things like that. I mean, I'm sure everyone in corporate has gone through this at some point or the other. And things had sort of like reached a stalemate or a deadline wherein like I had to like present like a document to some of my stakeholders, and we had like a meeting where all of these like fierce leaders from the US and other geographies were around. And what had happened was when I was presenting my presentation, my document, I realized that I'd basically screwed up a lot of things in terms of how it was presented, how it appeared on the screen, and since the screen sharing mode was on, I was embarrassed at myself in terms of the presentation that I delivered. And the pressure had built up to such a degree at that point that I sort of decided to ease myself out. So I put the presentation midway on mute and started laughing at the complete sort of buffoonery that I did during the presentation. And that helped me ease my mood in terms of sort of taking it a bit lightheartedly and not taking myself too seriously in terms of presenting it to the stakeholders. And somehow, I mean, I was able to sort of work my way through the presentation and hope didn't really escalate the situation as much as I'd expected to. So that was quite an interesting anecdote that I would like to share.
That happens to me every other week. I tend to mess up things a lot. So yeah, that's a good way to diffuse the situation. I don't know whether I will use it or not, but yeah, that might happen. So moving on, who's the next one? Who wants to come onto the stage? Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Ashima.
Yes, ma'am. So it's Ashima. Was the silliest thing you believed as a child?
Okay.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thank you. That's okay.
Yeah, you have to.
I would say silliest thing I believed as a child, not only as a child, I still believe in it somewhere. So we see how the traffic condition is these days in Bangalore and otherwise overall. Flying cars is no longer a concept, it's very soon going to be live. So the way I visualize the world is, and don't worry, it's not about flying cars, that okay, I am driving my car and I see traffic and I have a remote in my hand and I do a tuck tuck and my car transforms into a small little car which I keep in my pocket, and then I walk across the traffic jam and then go back when there is, I've crossed the traffic, put the small car back and do a beep beep, and the car again transforms back into a sit, and then I drive back, wherever I want to. So that's something I still believe one day it will happen probably. So yeah, that's one of the things I would like to share. That's it. Thank you.
When I was in my childhood, I used to believe something very similar to that. It took me a long time in my life, like when I had to grow up, to actually realize that, hey, that's just me. That's not how the world is. So, yeah, moving on to the next person. Who wants to come onto the stage? People seem to be a little nervous. Guys, this is laughter. Yes, please. Give a loud applause. Yes, I'm not the one deciding. It's your luck. Okay, so the topic which our existing member has picked up is, have you ever laughed at the wrong moment? What happened? Best of luck. Seems to be a funny one.
Recently, my partners visited, and me and my boss and my colleague, three of us were taken to Adiyogi. And we were discussing a lot in the middle, so we were just trying to engage other partners with a different talk. What is the situation in the US? And of course, my boss was asking, what is the political sentiment going on in the US? At the same time, my boss said, Kevin, do you know in India, each and every places, we have installed the AI camera. And I laughed like anything. The reason is like, maybe he is now mocking on certain things, but what I felt at the end is, he was telling me the right. And that was really embarrassing moment because I laughed on certain things which I expected that this is something unusual. We was trying to explain that, and when you wear a black shirt and when you wear a seat belt, AI might not be able to recognize you because whether you are wearing a seat belt or not. So that was a very embarrassing moment because I laughed like, installation it's not possible in India, but in Bangalore, in a smart city, it's possible. So we have various moments and we had a lot of discussions where I laughed it, but later on I realized that this is not something where I should laugh. So that's all about me. Back to you. Of course.
Have you figured out who the mafia is? So we got 3 more chips left. Yes, please. Loud applause. It's your luck.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, so the topic which Jimmy has chosen is, what's a simple thing that never fails to make you smile? Jimmy, what's a simple thing that never fails to make you smile?
I cackled with laughter when I see my son, who is 9 years old. He's naughty and chubby. After every meal, he wants something else. Mama, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And believe me or not, the expenditure per month, if I calculate, it goes up by 5K just to fill up his pantry. Oh my gosh. So, it is a fear because as a mother, I believe when my son is naughty, chubby, in a term, fat, which he doesn't want it to be addressed like that, he is obese. To me, he is obese. So as a mother, I'm concerned and I'm little fear that when he grows up and if he continues this habit, it might ends up into a trouble for him. So in this world, when all the parents are very busy and going through on and on with our daily life and the challenges and the computations and the evaluation and the engineers with the AI and the counselors like me, always happy, it's a challenge for all the parents to come out of that fear, which I'm sure half of, if you are parents and you have a chubby child who is like fully You are in a fear that what will happen to him or her next. But do not fear it off. We can always fill up the pantry with nuts, with the handmade sweets, with ice creams, kulfis, the one that we love. So that way, and sometimes, I cheat him, just filling up water with some, vanilla and the strawberry essence to make ice balls and give it him. So that's a fear I come out. Thank you.
Okay, that's something which I have not experienced yet in my life. Someday I might. So, moving on. We got 2 chips left, 2 volunteers. Who's the next? Who wants to come on the stage? Anyone? Anyone who wants to come to the stage, speak on topic? Do you want me to pick you up? Point to someone? Do you want to? Oh, he wants to. Perfect. Okay, so Toastmaster Aman, you walk into a mysterious old house and hear distant laughter. What happens next? You walk into a mysterious old house and hear distant laughter. What happens next? Toastmaster Aman, best of luck. Yeah.
So this was once upon a time when I was on my vacation, where I went, I was walking in the streets in my hometown. So there I find some houses, which was I don't know, it was a silent space there where I went when I was in my childhood. So there I start getting laughter, I get cackles, due to which I find out something. In the hometown, where I went, it was a deserted place, so there was no one staying there. Then afterwards I hear laughter from the place. Then what I hear next when I go there is I see that it was a area where people were there, but that house was left empty. So this was one time where I went to a mysterious home and it turned out into laughter. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, that there was a twist. Wasn't expecting that. But yeah, good one. So we got the last person, last chip. Who wants to be the volunteer to come on stage? Yes, please.
Pranay.
So Pranay and okay, so Pranay, I think he got the best topic of them all. If laughter had a color, what would it be and why? So Pranay, if laughter had a color, what would it be and why?
Okay, so I think if laughter had a color, it would be like purple and greenish in between. I don't know why I said that. It's just it feels like I see the green here, and then it very much vibes with the purple vibes. So that was one of the reason, and also it gives a happy vibe also, right? If we are in a situation and the colors are really very colorful. Like I think I can summarize it. It should be colorful, not like very grayish or monotonous color.
That was a very interesting take. I actually started imagining that color in my head. I think, oh, okay, that's my friend laughter. So moving on. I think we heard all the table topics. I see everyone looking at me with that look. So tell me, who was in Mafia? Any guesses? Yes, please. Whose name? Vipul? No, I'm sorry, it was not Vipul. Guess? No. I'm sorry, he was not the mafia. Guys, I hope everyone was listening to the speech.
Tabletop master of the mafia.
I wish that twist was possible. No, not Jimmy. Wait, hang on. Please raise your hand. It will be difficult for me to figure it out. No, it was not Abhineet. It's like answer by elimination. You were also saying Abhineet only? Answer by elimination. Huh? Oh, Mafia is someone among all the topics. There was one person who seemed like was towards the power of laughter, the theme, but wasn't. So his topic, the theme of his table topics was not the theme itself, was something else.
Anyway, I have a listener, so I think I should not please. I'm playing a role of listener.
I think by the time of it, you might get brownie points. Who do you think?
The last speaker.
Oh shit. Okay. I think we have crossed out all the speakers, or is there any guess left? Anyone has any more guesses? Okay, guys. I did not expect this when I was planning this last night. Okay, fair enough. Got it. I'm not going to reveal the answer. Right? No, there is a mafia. And the mafia knows that he's the mafia.
If he reveals mafia, will go out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. I think I'll continue this at the end of the speech. Right? Moving on to the next topic. The Toastmaster update. Right? Moving on to the Toastmaster update for the next.
If you found the last session entertaining, please raise your hand.
Wow.
For me, it was really entertaining. So really, really good job, really great job done, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Maybe a huge round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day as well. So, if you remember the reference that I used to describe the Toastmasters meeting was the 3-course meal. So now we are at the end of that meal, and what is the last course when we reach the end of our meal? Can anybody tell me? Dessert, right? And evaluation, that's right. So we would be serving you desserts in the form of evaluations. So as part of this course, we would be serving you some sweet feedback, sprinkled on top with some insights and topped up with some words of encouragement. So for this session, I would like to invite back on stage the general evaluator and the attack team to discuss evaluations with you. So please welcome back on stage again, general evaluator Toastmaster Yashendu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Now, before I present my own report as well as ask my Taggle team to present their reports, I'd actually like to call upon our first speech evaluator. If you guys remember, the first speech that we had was a prepared speech. His speech evaluator, Toastmaster Abhinesh, will be coming onto the stage and presenting his evaluation for the day.
Is it even possible to feel joy in the midst of danger? Why is that so difficult? Is it because of apprehension? Is it because of the uncertainties or the unknowns that are outside in the environment that may hurt us? Or is it just our belief that we thought we would always know everything, but something else happens along the way? Nitish, thank you very much for giving us a story about your philosopher, if I would say, Mullah Nasruddin, I guess this is the third story of his that we had heard, who you have pointed out as a saint as well as a person who steals the show. He took an unconventional approach in teaching his son about something really important, that how do you feel joy in the midst of danger? And he took an unconventional approach in doing so. Would anybody of you do the same thing to the loved ones? I guess not, but since this is a story, we enjoyed it a lot. You also added a part of your own story to the speech when you moved closer to your graveyard, thereby making yourself more uncomfortable. And in the process, you also were able to seek awareness of your surroundings. So that's what has helped you in being joyful in danger. Every speech that has or will be presented over at the stage will have a content. Otherwise, why would the audience listen to it? They are spending 5 to 7 minutes of their lives and they want to hear something meaningful during that time. That is what you had presented today. It had a content that the audience would have connected with. I connected with it. There are some portions where you had really excelled. For example, your movement in the stage. You tried to use the entire stage, but you stayed most of the time in this portion of the stage. I would recommend you to use the entire stage as well, but you are not nervous in doing so, which is why I say that you had excelled in that portion. You also had good use of tones. For example, when you said, "What remains?" you used a pause over there. It makes the audience think about what you're going to say next. There is also a point where you talked about Mullah Nasruddin's action when he shouted, "Thief, thief." That was a surprising element in the story. Nobody expected that. If you had utilized a properly placed pause over there, it would have really let the message sink in. In addition to that, I missed the last portion of the speech, which is the actual message that you want to imbibe in the audience. You use more pause in that section because you are culminating your speech over there. Overall, I would ask you or request you during your next speech to use more tonality in your speech, as well as use the stage from here to here. And you were able to manage eye contact with the audience, which was also a good portion that you had excelled in. Thank you very much.
I think that was a wonderful speech evaluation. Thank you, Toastmaster Avinash. Now, moving forward, I'd now like to call upon the consecutive reports of the timer, our counter grammarian, and then eventually the listener's activity. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome the timer, Toastmaster Vibha.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I am here with my report. Actually, I missed when the meeting has been started. I guess it is started by 11:05 or something. 11:05, yes. Toastmaster Bhima took 2 minutes 29 seconds while addressing his starting of this session. Speaker, coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Nitish took 7 minutes 3 seconds and he qualifies as well. Table topics started at 11:55 and it ends on 12:17. Overall, it took 22 minutes. And the timing for all the people who has participated is as follows. guest Vipul has taken 1 minute 35 seconds and qualifies. Tarun has taken 2 minutes 8 seconds, qualifies. Ashima was having a great content, but it finished early and it took 59 seconds. And the next is Abhineet. It was 1 minute 26 seconds and qualified. Jimmy, great content, 1 minute 52 seconds and qualifies. Toastmaster Aman, it finished early with 55 seconds and disqualifies. Pranay, it takes only 34 seconds. So in this table topic sessions, Ashima, Aman and Pranay will be disqualified and rest all qualifies. In the next section for that evaluation, Toastmaster Abhineet, it was a wonderful, but it took overtime and it went till 3 minutes 40 seconds, so it disqualifies. That's it. Thank you so much.
Next up, I'd now like to invite the R counter for the day, Toastmaster Sakshi.
Hello again. So here's my counter report. Overall, everyone has done pretty well. So overall, there is no series of has been observed. So that's good. Now, covering speaker-wise report. So Vibha has used once. Yashendu has not used any of the filler words or sounds. Ajay has used so once and like once. Shirish has actually not used any of the filler words or sounds. Aditya has used 2 times, so 2 times. Abhinesh has used once and he repeats a sentence once. Nitish has used so 3 times. Utkarsh has used twice, so 5 times, like 2 times, but once, and repeats as well. Varun, Vipul from the table topic speakers, he has used thrice, once. Varun, table topic speaker 2, he has used 6 times, 2 times and 2 times. Table topic speaker 3, Ashima, she has used once. Table topic speaker 4, Abhineet, he has used so twice. Table topic speaker 5, Jimmy, she has not used any of the filler words or sounds. Table topic speaker Aman, he has used so once. And good thing about him is he's actually taking the pause while when he feels like adding any filler words. So that's a good part to Aman. And lastly, table topic speaker Pranay, he has used twice, once, so once and like 2 times. So that's all from a counter report. Thank you. All the best to everyone. Over to you.
And finally, the man who has been struggling to keep his laughter upon sleeve and has been counting how many times we've all been cackling throughout the meet. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Ajay.
Well, it was an amazing session full of crackles, and I can say there were not a single moment where anyone was laughing up their sleeves, so that's good. So talking about my report, first starting with the word of the day, it was used by multiple people like Shirish, Aditya, who used both the word and the phrase. Nitish used the word of the day for 2 times. Utkarsh has used Jimmy and Yashendu also. Talking about some of the grammatical mistakes which were there, like it made me, when you are mentioning something made you smile and you were happy. Someone said it made me smile and laughter. So it should be it made me smile and laugh. It should not be laughter. Then someone use faster and faster. So best way of saying is like you can use accelerating, you can use increasingly, you can use at a growing rate. So that sounds better. When you are talking about two words, know of and know. So when to use know and when not to use know of. Someone use know of, in place of it should be know. So if you are aware about something but you actually don't know about it, just you are aware about it, you can use know of. But if there is something which you are aware of, you definitely know it, you are aware about it, it should be like fact, it might be a fact, then you can say it's a no. And coming to some of the good usage of words, Aditya, who is our team mod, has used a lot of words like renowned, contagious, without further ado, reinforce, sugar rush of motivation. Nitish, our speaker, has used delighted, faster than bullet. Yashendu used interestingly a lot of times. Utkarsh has used think on your feet. Varun, who is the guest, he has used the word immense. And Jimmy used oh my gosh. Normally we say oh my god. So let's say oh my gosh. Yeah, that's it from my end. Over to you, General Pelli.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. With that, I think the report out segment is done from my tag team. The next person is more so an activity conductor. Please, with a huge round of applause, help me welcome Toastmaster Shirish as the listener of the day.
Where should it go? Yes, here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. I will need one volunteer for this. Yes. So thank you, Yashendu. Well, as I mentioned, I was a listener. I was a listener. Now, what did I listen? What did you listen? Or what did everyone listen throughout this? Let's try and understand. So just be with me. I'm trying to throw some questions. This is not to have any critical test for an individual. Also, when I will throw some questions, I will call out whether they are for guests or they are for Toastmasters or they are for all, everyone including even me. But I will restrict myself today from participating since I have written and I am the one who is preparing questions. Fair? Fair enough? Yes. Perfect. Okay, now this is the question for Toastmasters. When our presiding officer, Yashendu, was addressing for the meeting, how many guests introduced themselves? Count, pure count.
3,
5, 7.
Come on, loud.
3.
No, come on, you said something, come on.
I just said a few.
Yeah, you said something, come on, be confident. What?
5, 7, 6.
7. 7 is the correct answer. Come on. Be confident. Stay on that. Thank you very much. Okay, for the guest now. What is today and what is the theme of the meeting today? Both are relevant. Try to answer both. What is today? 4th of May, that's right, but just try. It is what? 4th of May is known as what? And what is the theme of this particular meeting?
May the force be with you.
I will be with you, don't worry, always. Okay, come on, guess, come on, try to participate. Today is 4th May, yes.
Laughter Day and the theme of today is the laughter.
Come on, try, attempt. Okay, I think it goes to both of them. Half, fine, 1-1, we have enough. Fantastic, come on, good round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. So today, 4th May is World's Laughter Day and the theme of the meeting is Power of? Perfect. So we'll come to now the evaluators. Again, presiding officer explained what are they going to do, and he used the acronym for that, or the short form for that. So the question to the guest, what is that short form? TAGL, come on, right? We heard one prepared speech today. So, he took two personalities' name. One was philosopher, the second was one athlete. Question is open to all. Yeah, it is Mullah Nasiruddin and Usain Bolt. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Toastmaster Utkarsh prepared in a very good way today's theme for the table topics. So the question to all again, what was the theme? Oh yes, someone?
Power of laughter.
That was the theme of the meeting, right? So what was the theme? What was the theme of table topic? Which he is yet to reveal the answer, by the way. Come on. Identify the mafia. Who is the mafia? Any other? Mafia of laughter. So mafia is common there. So any other? Mysterious mafia. Okay. Mafia of table topics. Okay, I will leave it to Utkarsh. Just tell the correct answer. I think nobody is getting that. Oh, what was the theme? I think nobody is getting that. That's a cackle! Come on. That's a cackle.
So guys, who is the mafia? Please think about it. I'll leave it there.
Okay, now again to the guest. I will turn to the guest. The last speaker, Pranay. He was asked, or his topic was, if. So which two colors he mentioned? So I don't have too many chocolates, so I think I will give this a pass. Okay. Toastmaster Abhinit, in his speech, he did mention that they were traveling to some place. Adi Yogi.
Guys, round of applause.
Come on. Okay, so those who have got the chocolates, I think they should allow somebody else to participate. I am not left with many questions. Again, coming back to the theme of the day or theme of the meeting. Okay, laughter. There is one gentleman, only one gentleman in the room. He is actually dressed up in that sense. And he is indicating that. Now just look in front, please, and raise your hand. Who is that person? Front, sir. Front. Come on. Now I need name. Okay, come on, names. Okay, there is one gentleman. Who is he? Huh? Varun, or your name is Tarun. What is your name? Varun, right? Can you just stand up? Thank you. Please give him a round of applause and look at his message. Look at his message. He is a good mood dude. Perfectly matching with the today's trip. Yeah. Okay, this is the last question. Jamie spoke about her kid and then she developed that speech. What was the one thing that she suggested? Do this at the end, nearing to end of her speech.
Water. She syrup water.
Okay, I'll go with Sakshi, Toastmaster Sakshi. Thank you. Okay, over to you, presiding officer, Yashandu.
I think with that, my team has concluded its report, and as always, the evaluation segment ends when the general evaluator presents his report. So I would do it in a different manner today. So instead of starting with the general meeting principles, I'll end it with those, the improvements for general meeting. Instead, I'll start with the role takers and the way that the meeting has progressed. So, Sergeant at Arms, explanation of housekeeping rules, Toastmaster vision and mission. Did we all hear it?
Yeah.
Did he explain those?
Yes.
Please give a huge round of applause. He did a fabulous job. That was absolutely amazing to witness. Toastmaster of the day. Did he cover the theme, explain it to us, and handheld us throughout the meeting with the theme?
Yes.
Did he cover the Toastmaster structure for our guests and new members?
Yes.
Please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster. One slight improvement that I would suggest to Toastmaster of the day and anyone else taking up that role. When you're on the stage and you're ready to introduce the speaker, please ensure that you are already well prepared with the topic of the introduction, topic of the speech, as well as their names with the correct pronunciation. Sometimes as speakers, when we are on the stage, if our intro is a little slightly off, we end up losing confidence. And that is something as role takers we need to take care of. Next up, table topic master. Was he able to explain the TT role?
Yes.
Was he had an interesting new concept? Was he able to explain that concept?
Yes.
Was he able to involve us in that activity?
Yes.
Please give a huge round of applause for that. Even though he forgot his own table topic theme, I feel I have a couple of suggestions. First, since you are introducing such a new concept, right, to the club, maybe the execution was slightly off, I felt, especially the ending note. So if you feel that the audience is not giving you the right answer or something is happening, have a backup or a way to proceed forward with it. I feel like you got stuck in the new execution yourself, right? Sure. Secondly, I believe during the table topics itself, you can see the recording space. When the table topics speaker was here, you took up stage here. As a table topic speaker, when you are handing it over to someone else, the stage completely belongs to the table topic speaker. You should have maybe moved that side or that side, essentially to allow the entire stage ownership to be the person who is doing his table topics. The table topic speakers in general, they were excellent. I have no slides regarding them, and anything else has already been covered in the Taggle report. Please give a huge round of applause for yourselves and your fellow Toastmaster and guests. The prepared speaker, the speech evaluator. Again, excellently done their jobs. Any evaluation and feedback for the prepared speech, the speech evaluator has already done. I don't have any specific feedback for the speech evaluators. Please give a huge round of applause for them. Now lastly, my own team, right? The R counter. Did she manage to explain her role and the message or the things that needed to be covered during the R counting session? Yes. Please give a huge round of applause. The grammarian, was he able to explain the role? Did he handle us through the word of the day and phrase of the day? And finally, did he report out the things that he noticed during the meeting? Yes. Please give a huge round of applause. One point of improvement that I have is, while you pointed out the good things, noticing out the names, you did not mention the people who made the errors, and you mentioned the slight adjustment that they need to make, which is the perfect way for any of us who are taking up grammarian. Good things point out with name, bad things make it anonymous with corrections. However, as a grammarian, when you're pointing out your mistakes or slight corrections, shuffle them up. Because if you go line by line, as a person who knows the chronological order of the meeting, I know who made that mistake because I am able to follow the chronological order of the corrections as well that you mentioned. The timer. Did she explain the role perfectly? Did she give the time along with the qualification and disqualification status? Yes. A round of applause. The only feedback to her was that her table topic description was wrong. I think some of you may have also realized it. She mentioned during her description that 30 seconds of grace period before and after for everyone. That is not the case, my dear guests and members, for table topics. So for table topics, there is a grace period of 30 seconds only after the 2 minutes. There is no 30 seconds grace period. That is there in prepared speeches. So that is something you needed to mention. In fact, I think we have a few disqualifications based on those people being in the early grace period. So maybe something to keep in mind for other timers and others as well. We'll take up the role. I think with that we are done with all the role players and the general meeting. So next up, I have some normal guidelines regarding the entire meeting flow and meeting structure itself. It's 12:47 now, so we are in time, but we started late, 11:05. And part of the reason why we started late was because a few of the role takers themselves were late. If you're taking up a role in this meeting, you need to try and ensure that you're 10 minutes early, because a lot of it rests on your shoulder. We have to start the meeting with the people who will be carrying out the meeting itself. So something to keep in mind for all our members. During the mentioning, I forget who it was, but by mistake someone said that the final speech evaluator will be called over by the T-mod. That is not the case. The flow is that speech evaluator is called by the general evaluator. This is a major slight according to me. There was, during the speaker speaking, movement and call taking during that time. That is not supposed to happen in a Toastmasters meeting. In fact, I am guilty of it myself. I will personally apologize to the speaker that I had to do it to. But please ensure that you are able to keep that decorum up, because our Toastmaster mission and vision is to provide a supportive environment. We end up failing to do that if we don't follow these housekeeping rules. And finally, and something to build up confidence, right? When you're handing over the stage, just a handshake. Right? Just a handshake helps build up the confidence, helps deliver that this stage is now yours. Right? Other than this, did we have fun with the theme of the day?
Yes.
Did we enjoy our Toastmasters meeting?
Yes.
Then please give a round of applause for yourselves as well. With that, the general evaluator report concludes. I'd now like to hand the stage back over to the team mod.
I hope all of you had an amazing session. It was as much fun hosting the session for me as much fun it was for you guys attending this. So with that, we brought to a conclusion today's session, which was themed The Power of Laughter. Before we conclude, I would like to leave all of you with a quick quote by Victor Borch that goes something like this. The shortest distance between two people is that of laughter. So, I encourage all of you, even after this meeting, to keep smiling, keep laughing, because you laugh, it costs nothing, but it's worth everything. So, with that, a very warm thank you to all of you. I had an amazing time hosting this session. You were a terrific audience. Thank you so much again. Have a great weekend. And that, I would like to hand the stage to the signing officer to conclude the meeting. Thank you very much.
So it feels like the stage leaves me. I leave the stage and then I come back on the stage because of the dual role. For the benefit of Toastmasters and guests, we now have the voting links in the guest group for the guests and the members group for the Toastmasters. Please go ahead and vote out for the meeting. Meanwhile, I'd like to re-invite onto the stage the table topic master of the day, because I think he has some clarifications or something to announce about the results of the theme of table topics itself.
So the reason I purposefully did not reveal who the mafia was, I was waiting till the end that people might be able to guess, giving them one more chance, right? However, the mafia was so good, he was so amazing, I guess I have given the clue, right, that no one could guess who he was. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Aman on stage for doing that role perfectly. Loud applause. In my life, I have never seen the mafia not being caught. So congratulations, and here's your gift. Right, amazing work. Okay, and now that the question asked is that why he was the mafia, his topic was, what if you enter a house and you hear a laughter? So thing is, it seems the word is laughter, but eventually it will become a scary story, which he kind of did it in his own way, but we did not catch that. What happens if you enter your house and you hear a laughter? Well, I'll be scared. And instead of becoming a laughter story, it will become a horror story. So that's the catch, and that's how we had to figure it out, that it was not related to the theme. So, thank you guys. Thank you for this.
I think an insightful meeting. We had one theme of the day, and yet we had sub-themes within the evaluation and then within table topics itself. I think the voting links are up. Bhima, are you taking note, or how many responses do we have right now? Meanwhile, while the voting continues, I think we had a little bit of introduction from our guests, but some of them have joined us later, and essentially we as Whitefield Toastmasters group want to understand how you felt about our meeting. So this is somewhat of a guest feedback session. I'll start with you, ma'am, if that's fine. Just tell us your name, because you were not able to introduce yourselves, and how you... Sure.
Hi everyone, so my name is Saryu.
Please come on the stage.
So my name is Saryu and today is my first day. What I felt about the club is that I thought we come here for learning, but you all are so like professionals, like all of you guys. So I don't know, I'm like between professionals sitting here, but I'm glad that I took this step, that I'm here, and I think I learn a lot from you guys, at least learn this skill set of public speaking. And I think feedback is, I feel a lot of clapping that we do, but it's great. It keeps me active. It is a great platform to learn. I've been in the corporate for around 10 years, and about Toastmasters I got to know, I think Toastmasters do collaborate with the corporate, and they do public speaking, audio ones. That's where I learned about Toastmasters, but this is the first time I got to know that we can do this face to face. I'm a person who, you give me any content and tell me to prepare for it, I'll come here and I'll forget everything, seeing everybody's face. I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't remember anything. So I'm very bad at it. I actually want to take out one chit like that and just see you guys and tell I suck at this. I wish I do this, so that I know today should be the worst day, and then I improve moving forward. But I'm glad I didn't do that. I just sat and observed everybody. So yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope to participate better next time, and hope to see every one of you being successful and being a leaders yourself. All the best.
Thank you. Guess Saryu, if I'm not wrong, right? Yes. Yeah. I think something that she mentioned, right? The more uncomfortable you get, the more you learn. And I think that's the reason why Toastmasters was started, and long back, no idea. But that's one of the main reasons why we clap a lot, to keep the energy up. Ma'am, would you like to take up feedback? Sure, no worries.
So this is the feedback for the meeting, that's it.
Yes.
I already
How you
introduced
felt?
before. Sorry?
How you felt?
Overall, I felt really good. I think Toastmasters as a platform, I mean, the speeches and everybody coming, especially the table topics, is like, helps you think on your feet. It's always very engaging. And you get to test the waters for yourself as well. Feedback, I think some of the things you already called out, good energy, but yeah, I think starting on time, on the group we had mentioned 10:50 we'll start, but we started 11:05. I think that's just one of the things I would like to call out, but good. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
No worries. Any other guest who would like to give their feedback? Please. I think this is the first time you're taking up stage.
No, I've actually come before also, but it was held in Kamal Park actually. Right?
No, so I meant for today's meeting. Right?
Oh yeah, today's was
Yeah. Please introduce yourself and then.
So hello everyone, my name is Shaurya Verma. I'm here with my mother. So like the meeting was really good. I liked the fact that everyone were talking about their experiences instead of some other topic. And yeah, I just liked the meeting. I'm planning to join Toastmaster also. So yeah, that's it. It was really good.
Thank you, Shaurya. We look forward to you coming on and interacting with us more often.
Yeah.
Friends, I have 22 responses. Now, I'm not going to sit and count, but do I now assume that all of us have voted? So then if it is fine, we'll go on to the result time for the meeting, right? Our first category is the best role player of the day. And no surprises there. The best role player of the day is the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aditya. I think next is the best auxiliary role player. So for those of you not aware, auxiliary is essentially the Tag L team. And within that team, I think the best role player was the listener, Toastmaster Shirish. Finally, the best table topic speaker. For this meeting, we had a tight contest, but edging past all the others is guest Varun as the best table topic speaker. SA, can we have a quick photo? And victory. I think with the results out of the way, we are more or less coming to the conclusion of the meeting. It's 101, so I won't take much of your time, but I have a few announcements. Some of you may be aware of this, but last week we did not have a normal meet. Do you guys know why? Yes, we had the division contest, wherein within Toastmasters organization, club, area, division are levels of organization within the structure of Toastmasters. As Whitefield Club, we had our club contest. The winners then went to the area contest. The winners there then went to the division contest. I am happy and proud to announce that 3 people from our club were representing the area as well as the club in the division contest. It was DTM Mazahir Hussain who represented us in the speech evaluation and the table topics contest, as well as Toastmaster Radha and Toastmaster Akshay who represented us in the international speech contest. DTM Mazahir Hussain has placed second runner-up or third in the division level speech evaluation contest. Moreover, we also had Toastmaster Radha placing first in the international speech contest division. She will now be representing our club and the entire Division D in a well fought out district contest. The district contest also happens during the coronation. How many of you have heard that word and know what that is? So a few less hands. I was expecting at least the members to know. So the district contest happens at the annual gala of the district, which is the coronation, which is I believe from 23rd to 25th May this year. And it is a paid but grand event which features past world champions of public speaking and international presidents as keynote speakers. This will also be the first time that I myself am personally attending coronation, so I'm looking forward to it. But from what I've heard and what I have known from people and trusted sources is that it's a blast, it's a lot of fun, and some of our members in the Whitefield community are looking forward to going there together as a group. So like I mentioned, it's a paid event, but when you pay as a group, there is a certain amount of discount. So for the guests and for the Toastmaster members who are interested, please note the dates, 23 to 25th May If you're interested in registering, just be active on the group. And I think some of the members might be aware that we have talks of registering as a group. So if you all are interested, please do go ahead. In fact, if deemed necessary and we have enough people, the ExCom is looking forward to creating a WhatsApp group itself of all the attendees of this coronation event. So if you are attending, if you are interested, please let us know and we'll carry forward. Moreover, in the division contest, the Dhara, we also received club awards. So there are multiple segments of awards. There is the program quality directory and the club growth directory. And amongst those, we have brought home the Whitefield Toastmasters Club 8 unique and different awards for the past 2 terms. A huge applause for yourselves, for the ExCom of both the terms who have made this possible, and for Toastmaster Radha, who is our current president, and her team, along with the immediate past president, Toastmaster Akshay and his team. Finally, we'll be conducting a meeting again next Sunday. Maybe the venue is different, more communication to follow. But if any of you are interested in taking up more roles or speeches or anything across, please reach out to the team VP Education, that is Distinguished Toastmaster Mazahir and Toastmaster Karthik. If you have any, since we have a few new members, if you have any questions regarding mentorship and assignment of mentors, please reach out to the education team itself. Pathways. Can I have a raise of hands of all the members who are in the meeting today? Have all of you registered a pathway for yourself? Yes. All right. Then I don't have to take this up forward, but for any new members who will be listening to us through recording, if you have not yet registered your pathways, please do. It's your first step into becoming a better Toastmaster. Finally, to our valued guests, for any membership queries, you can reach out to me right now in the post-meeting networking, or to Toastmaster Sarvanan, who had been busy throughout the membership group, and you would have seen many messages come across from him. Like I mentioned, next meeting details to follow soon. And with that, we are the Whitefield Toastmasters Group, Area D1, Division D, District 92, and I as PO call meeting 120 closed.